Hey, it's your girl Nia, and you're listening to Chillin with Bestie Podcast. Are you ready? Let's go. Hey ladies, welcome to Chillin with Bestie Podcast, where women all over the world can connect by discussing a variety of topics relating to our everyday lives. It's your girl Nia, and I've been prepping through the month of December, mentally, physically, and financially. And to help you get ready, I'm going to share some of my own personal advice and tips so you can get ready to level up. There is no point in saying I'm starting later. I'm going to start in January. I'm going to just start in March. No, we need to start now because you might not even get to start. So get ready for today's episode because we're about to get into the financial preparation for 2022. Before I get started, disclaimer alert. I, myself, Nia Anderson, am not a financial advisor. All the information that I'll be presenting to you today is for entertainment purposes only. If you decide to use any of this information, please be sure to talk to a financial advisor first. Okay, besties? All right, let's get started. For those who have not heard or need to rehear, go ahead and let's scratch that on now. Those of you who need to listen again to my financial tips from episode 4 and episode 2, you can go either on YouTube or Spotify, listen to episode 4 or 2, or you can listen to both of them so you can get those informational tips. I went over financial advice as well in those 2 episodes. So like I said, again, you can go ahead back on YouTube or you can go on Spotify to listen to those. I gave a few beginner tips ranging from how to save and open up a savings account to reducing unnecessary spending and eliminating debt. I'll kind of touch on those just a little bit, and I'll add a few more pieces of information and tips so your pockets can be a little bit heavier with money instead of village. That's right. I said village. That's my own personal word. But for any other definitions that you might not understand, like about 401k, stocks, bonds, futures, cryptocurrency, you can most definitely check out Investopedia.com. I'm not sponsored by them. However, Investopedia has a ton of information that you can use to help so you can become more financially literate. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start off with the tips. Tip number 1. Create financial goals. I can't stress this enough. If you don't have a financial goal in mind, you just seem like you'll be all over the place trying to take care of stuff. Oh, I want a house. I want a new car. I want to put my kids in private school. I want to make sure I do X, Y, and Z. But if you don't have a plan in mind or in motion, you're just going to be all over the place. Okay. So get a notebook. Or you can get a calendar. The calendar can be electronic. Calendar can be a hard copy. Write down your realistic goals. Realistic. Keyword is realistic, okay? With realistic time frames. Oh, I want to wake up tomorrow and be a millionaire. Unless you're about to go ahead, you go to the gas station or the convenience store or the market and buy the Mega Million or the Powerball ticket and you win. It's not just going to happen overnight. So do realize that if you do want to be a millionaire, know you got to put that time and effort in unless you're going to take risks and play the lottery, invest, etc., okay? Also, make sure that you take small steps that will help you to complete your goals. To be honest, our financial goals, all of them require steps to get closer and closer to the finish line. So make sure that you're going ahead. You can do little small steps every day. You can do small steps every week, or you can do something monthly. But just make sure that you take your time and create the steps that you need to help you build up to the finish line, okay? Number 2, look at all your withdrawals/deposits for 2021. You can do this via your debit card. If you don't have a bank account, you can use your bank account. Anything that you particularly use to count your ducats when you swipe. Think about this question, or think about these questions, because it's definitely 3. What has most of your money been going to? Food, shopping, that everyday expensive Starbucks drink that I mentioned before in the last episode. What has your money been going to? And when I say going to, I'm not necessarily like saying bills, or I'm not necessarily saying something, that you have to pay for. I'm talking about stuff that you could possibly do without, okay? Can you reduce your frivolous spending? Do you really need that extra spending that you're doing? Can you save by taking your lunch to work versus buying lunch out every single day? It can happen if you even if you do it and be like, okay, well, instead of me getting lunch every day, I'm going to get lunch every other day. I'm going to get lunch only 2 days a week. Or I'm going to get lunch only on Friday, and I just bring my lunch on the days that I don't go out for lunch. You'll find that you'll save a lot more money. And the last question, how can you increase your cash flow? Meaning, if you get rid of that frivolous spending, that's one way to get rid of your cash flow. That's one way you can increase your cash flow. Not get rid of. We don't want to get rid of our cash flow, okay? Number 3, create an emergency cash stash that you cannot have easy access to. Let me say that again. Create an emergency cash stash that you do not have easy access to. Let me turn over and flip my notes, because people probably like, well, why would I not want to be able to get in reach with it? Well, you don't want to make it seem like you can easily access it. You don't want to connect it to your bank account. You don't want to connect it to your debit card. You don't want to get a card to this account. You want to make sure that you obtain a savings account that's at least 25 miles away or more. This will prevent you at any time be like, oh man, if I got to drive all the way to such and such and all that traffic, it's going to take me at least 45 minutes to an hour to get to bank A, B, and C. But at the same time, you're making sure you're adding to that cushion. So you'll, pick a safe amount. You do whatever's comfortable for you. You do $15 every week, or maybe $25 every time you get paid if you get paid every 2 weeks. Or maybe you want to put $100 a month in there. But let it transfer directly from your debit card or your checking account right into that savings account. Okay? And like I said, make sure it's a small, comfortable amount for you and your pockets. You might can only afford to add in maybe $15 a check, which is okay. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. All right. So again, make sure that it's at least 25 miles away, or I won't even give you a number, just further enough away. So if you wanted to be like, man, I need money for X, Y, and Z, when you really don't need it, and then you think about it in your mind, it's just like, man, nah, that's okay. That drive a little far. You'll notice, like, when you get that, what is it called? I can't even think of it right now. That statement that you get every month letting you know how much is in your account. And then that little percentage that you're earning, putting money into that account, you'll be making yourself a nice cushion, okay? Number 4, pay off all past debts. You don't want any debt. You don't want any debt in 2022. None of it. You want to make sure that you find all the debt you're responsible for. I'm not talking about that debt that your mama put in your name when you was a kid and now you can't get it off because she done ran the bill up and never paid it. No, not that debt. Not the debt that's not yours. The debt that you made. You know you went on ahead and got that apartment and left up out of there and ain't paid the rest of that rent. Pay that. You know that electricity bill got to get paid, because if you want that house, that has to be paid off. So make sure you pay all of it. And if you can't make that payment 100% right then and there, there's a lot of companies out here. They know what's going on. They know with the pandemic, a lot of people have dealt with job loss and the stress of daycare costs, all of the inflation that's been going on. They're making the payment arrangements. They're making them. So always ask, hey, I can't pay X, Y, and Z 100% up front, but can we possibly discuss a payment plan? They will work with you. Trust me. And finally, reward yourself every time you complete a payment. So every time you complete a past debt, hey, go out, treat yourself to getting your nails done. Go out, treat yourself, get a little cute little outfit or something. Go spend some time with your friends out hanging out or whatever. Just give yourself a treat or a reward. And that way you'll look forward to and be like, okay, I'm going to go on ahead and pay this off so I can earn whatever it is I like. Okay? Next, which is number 5, make paying your billage. And billage, in my definition, because it's my word, is a plethora amount of bills that's basically due every month. So make sure you pay your billage every month. Make that a priority. Don't plan another vacation or shopping trip until you pay all the bills and they are at 0. Not leaving a little bit, not going on ahead and say I'm gonna pay that when I get back from Cancun. No, pay all of that 100% down to 0. And if you can, pay a little extra. You pay a little extra. If it comes to hard times, you won't even have to worry about coming up with the full amount, okay? You could just be like, oh, okay. Well, shoot, I paid $20 extra on my car note, so now I only got to pay this a month. And with you paying a little bit more, depending on what bill it is, you're knocking some of your interest down, like your credit card, your car note. You're knocking interest down, okay? Try to pay a few days ahead, but if you can't, at the very least, make sure that you pay the day of, because you want to avoid those late fees and stuff on your credit, because that's even worse. But you want to avoid those late fees because there's more money coming out of your pocket, and I'm pretty sure you do not want to pay Uncle Sam, rent, car note, car insurance. I'm pretty sure you don't want to pay none of those people extra money, and you want to keep your money in your pocket. So make sure that you pay your bills on time. And last but not least, do not create more bills if you're already struggling. So if your check is basically consumed 75% of the way with bills, you don't want to add another bill. Because at this point, you're really going to be living, well, you already living paycheck to paycheck if you're doing 75% of your check going to your bills. But make sure, if you can't afford it, don't buy it. I put it to you like that. Don't put it on a credit card. You're adding more debt. You don't want too much debt in 2022. You want to try to avoid that as much as possible, okay? So don't create any more bills for yourself. If you can take your check and look at your check, and if you can't take at least half of your check and divide that into 2, put 25% in savings and put 25 into entertainment or anything that you want to do yourself, don't do it. Don't even do it, because now you set yourself up for failure in 2022. And my last but not least tip number 6, increase your income by bringing in multiple sources of income. And what do I mean by that? You can use your hobbies to create income. If you like to read and you have a nice speaking voice, they paying for people to read for ebooks. Trust me, believe me, they are most certainly still looking for people to transcribe audio. They're looking for people who can do graphic design. Use your hobbies to make you money. You can also apply for a second job, whether it's full-time or part-time, only if you can. If you have children and you're needed at home more, don't put too much pressure on yourself by doing that, okay, ladies? And last but not least, you can learn a new skill, a trade, or hobby, and that will help you make more money too. So, let's say, I want to learn how to, drive trucks. So on the weekends, when I have free time, I can drive trucks in my spare time. Well, go ahead, go learn, go get your CDLs. It takes anywhere, if I'm not mistaken, I think it takes anywhere from 9 to maybe 12 months. That's a little lengthy, but if you want to learn how to drive trucks, that is one area which is lacking employees. Go drive a truck, because they are definitely paying for you to ship stuff and for you to come home. You don't have to do overnight if you don't want to. If you just want to drop something from one spot and then bring your behind back home, you sure can. Okay, ladies? Do you have any other financial advice out there, besties? If you want to share, please share. You can follow me on IG, good old Instagram, at your_new_bestie_Nia. Again, that's your_new_bestie_Nia. And you can definitely comment, subscribe, like, and share Chillin with Bestie Podcast on YouTube. If you have any questions, you can send me an email at your bestie. I always get these tongue twisters. yourbestie@gmail.com. Well, ladies, I hope this information was very informative and helpful to those that are trying to get my English together. But for any of the besties who need this type of information so they could have a better 2022. A lot of people financially, it has been very hard between 2020 and 2021. So let's go ahead and step it up, ladies, in the financial realm, so that we can be living an abundant and wealthy 2022. Ladies, it's been an amazing week, and I want you all to have an amazing week as well. And be sure to make sure that you have a beautiful weekend. I'll see you next week. See you later, besties. Have a great night.